there was something very special about working with Peter, and the fact that I can relate to him just as a lot of us can, because he's just like us. He's a big kid.
What is it like working with Peter Jackson? And we've spoken so much about his movies, but what is he like and as a person, and what is it like working with him? What is he like as a creative?
Peter's great. I mean, he's one of the. I've worked with a lot of directors before, but there was something very special about working with Peter, and the fact that I can relate to him just as a lot of us can, because he's just like us. He's a big kid. He's a big kid who's a movie nerd. Grew up on movies, loves movies, and his dream has come true to be able to create these things. By putting together an amazing team. To help make his visions come true. But working with him is amazing, because he's very open to suggestions. And it's not like he says something and that's it. He has an idea in his mind of what he wants something to look like. And it's great to be around the table with him and just to talk about different ideas and things with him. Yeah, he's wonderful to work with. I've never seen him get mad. I've never seen him raise his voice or yell or anything like that. He's just not that kind of a person.
Yeah. Now, Gino, we're talking about Peter Jackson as a director, and you've worked with some incredible directors. And we've spoken about David Slade, who I think is slowly getting this incredible filmography. We've spoken about Peter Jackson. You worked with Mike Nichols on the movie Wolf, which I really want to speak to you a little bit about, because I loved that movie. I thought that it introduced the werewolf mythology in a completely different way, kind of took it seriously. But you worked with Mike Nichols, you've worked with Zack Snyder, you've worked with Ridley Scott. So from your perspective as a makeup and prosthetics designer, what are the qualities that make for a good movie director, in your opinion?
The things that make a really good director, or at least a good artist-friendly director to work with, is a director who, has a great communication skills, obviously, but also has the ability to want to listen to people's thoughts and ideas. And so far, everybody I've worked with has been brilliant at that. The wonderful Mike Nichols was a gorgeous man. He was great to work with. It's so sad when he passed. But just going back to Peter again, working with him and to be able to bounce ideas and not be afraid to suggest something, I think has been just such a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
I think just across the board, I think and the same thing's got to go for if you were to ask an actor, what makes a good director a good director, and I think they'd probably say the same kind of thing. It's like a good director has the vision in their mind, and this is what I want you to do here. I says, but give me your take. What do you think? And he'll let that actor kind of throw his 2 cents in there. As opposed to being a director who says, no, I want you to hit this mark, hit this mark, hit this mark, hit this mark, and do exactly that. To where a good director will see and want the actor to use their own talents. It's like, this is why I hired you, because I love you as an actor. I love what you can do. Show me what you could do.
What about actors that you've worked with? What to you makes a good actor, and who are the actors that you've worked with that have left an impression on you, whether it be because of the person that they are, because of their commitment to their craft?
I think probably the most of them have been on the Lord of the Rings, to be honest, and to just watch them, watching and learning how they perform and how they act with the other actors. At the top of my head, I'm thinking of Viggo Mortensen. Says, my God, what an incredible actor this was. And an amazing person, outside of work as well. But to see him, do his craft and to act with the other actors, I'm thinking about the scene of Boromir's death. That just was such an amazing, powerful moment. I remember being on set, and we were all, off to the side watching a monitor, watching them film it, and Aragorn's over there holding him, and he's just, when he says the line, it says, I'd follow you or actually Boromir says, I would have followed you anywhere or something like that. And it says, my king. And it's just like, oh, it was just such an amazing moment. And I remember when we got to see, Peter showed us that whole kind of sequence cut together. And for the music, we didn't have Howard Shore's music yet. He played the Braveheart music to it. And that was just incredible, man. It's like we were all just bawling our eyes out. That scene. Incredible. But also watching people like Ian McKellen, who's just an amazing actor, to watch him on set, and he does it so effortlessly, and he delivers the lines, and he's just so natural about it. He's not acting. He's just performing. It's so real, and Christopher Lee as well, and everybody just did an amazing job. The whole cast was just really incredible. And it's just, I think the thing that really changed everything is when they got Viggo Mortensen on board, and brought him in to replace Stuart Townsend, which sadly didn't work out. But it was glad it didn't work out, because it's like the movie would have been so different. I don't think it would have been as successful, to be honest, if it had been Stuart.